I got quite the I got quite the video for you tonight. Have you ever had the chance to look at the new C8 Corvette in person? For some people, it looks like a Corvette. Other people, it looks like a Lamborghini. Some people, it looks like a McLaren. Other people, it looks like Ferrari. But if you have not seen this car, you should see it in person. It is amazing. It is beautiful. It is beautiful.
New Corvette ZR1 marks territory at iconic American racetracks with lap records. With 5 fresh records under its belt, who is left to challenge the mighty Corvette ZR1 on American racetracks? The Ford Mustang GTD, perhaps? Justin Westbrook writer, February 11, 2025. We had a lot of fun with the Chevy Corvette Z06 we kept in-house for a few months last year. After the now iconic mid-engined American sports car won Motor Trend's 2023 Performance Car of the Year award. We tested it with one of our grandmothers, we tested it against a real race car, and we drove it on plenty of road trips. But now it's Chevy's turn to have some more fun with the Corvette, albeit now in high-performance Corvette ZR1 guise, as it just went out to mark its territory, setting 5 new records around racetracks across the US, and luckily for us, GM recorded them all to watch. The new ZR1 is quite the hot car, aptly dubbed an American supercar, though we'd wager it's a supercar, period, no qualifications needed, considering its 5.5-liter twin-turbo V8 engine is good for over 1,000 horsepower in stock form. It is more than 300 HP more than the previous generation ZR1. We've personally seen the new ZR1 hit up to 205 miles per hour, while properly prepped cars with the Carbon Aero package have hit up to 233 miles per hour, generating up to 1,200 pounds of downforce as they go. It ain't cheap, with the tamest version coming in at a starting price of $174,995, but it's cheap for that kind of performance. The 5 new US lap records come from 4 different GM drivers. Bill Wise, lead performance engineer of chassis controls, set a record 152.7 lap time around Watkins Glen's long course. Driver Brian Wallace, lead vehicle dynamics engineer on the ZR1, set a record time of 2:08.6 around Road America. The car zoomed around Road Atlanta with a 122.8 lap time, highlighted by lead development engineer Chris Barber. Finally, driver Aaron Link, global vehicle performance manager, managed to set 2 new records. He ran a time of 147.7 around Virginia International Raceway's full course and also set a 2:32.3 time around Veers Grand Course, as well. We know the new ZR1 has also been testing at the iconic German Nürburgring, which is sort of the international benchmark track for performance vehicles to set comparative lap times, though Chevy has yet to post its results for now. Even as crosstown Detroit rival Ford has been ballyhooing its Mustang GTD's top time for an American production car's stunner, still, it can claim it has dominated America as America's supercar sweetheart.
Knew when we built this car and when we started driving it, this car was going to be brutally fast. No matter where we took it.
We all talked and said, what if we had separate tracks that we could go show how dominant this car was?
We want to pick these extremely prestigious, very famous tracks. We're not shying away from the fact that the race cars have been there and people know those lap times. We're not shying away from the competitive times that are out there.
It's a big undertaking to rent tracks across the country and travel people and ship parts and cars. It's not for the faint of heart.
We want to set the bar extremely high. We're not trying to make this easy on ourselves. As development drivers, we don't do this stuff that often. Most of what we do is you're purposely leaving some capacity in the car, right? You're trying to remember, here's the issues I had, here's what I need to go fix. It's very different when you're trying to do a fast lap, and every 10th matters.
It's got 1,000 horsepower. It's got the most downforce we've ever put on a Corvette. We created a monster.
Balancing development driving versus outright pace driving, it's something you have to learn because you want to drive underneath the car. You don't want to drive at the maximum effort of the car until it's time to do that.
There aren't many times where you get to get in a car and just run a lap record.
But given one chance, you do get that opportunity to full send. What can you do?
This is Road America Fast Laps Day 2, Brian Wallace in 34-35.
It's known for being a pretty challenging track because the speeds are ridiculous. I think we're over 178 miles an hour 3 times on that track per lap. Road America is known to have a corner called the Kink. Not a lot of margin for error. There's been a lot of spectacular accidents there. And from all my racing background, I was very familiar with the corner and knew how to immediately approach the corner to get the maximum out of the car. For me, that was definitely one of the most challenging parts of the track because it leads onto a relatively long straightaway. Any min speed you lose in that corner translates the whole way down straightaway. So getting the most out of the car through that corner was really important to maintain a really good fast lap time there. What the ZR1 did for me to go find that 5.2 seconds above and beyond the record, the amount of downforce this car makes on the high-speed corners and the approachability and everything we did in the setup of this car to make it approachable, it only took me 3 attempts. And on the 3rd attempt is when I ran the 208.6. Let's go! It's second to none.
Mission accomplished. We went 5 for 5. These are obscenely big gaps that we just threw down on every track we picked.
It absolutely cements what the ZR1 is.
I hope you like the video I just put together on the C8 Corvette ZR1 because it was a pretty good video, I think. Doing this video was pretty cool, I thought. And I thought you guys would like the end. I thought you guys would like these clips. The Corvette C8 ZR1 is one of the cars that I did for a video review, even though I'm not a Chevrolet or GM fan. Because even though I'm not a Chevy or GM fan, I'm still gonna show you an odd video here or there of Corvette. Because I think the car does look a lot like a Lamborghini or a McLaren. I do think it was a great video, but I got to show you I have seen this car before.